Now, with the skills we have and the knowledge we have learned, we should want to run towards that goal of fighting for our Lord. A posture of being eager to strive forwards and serve with all that we have. Tomorrow at my sports day, I have to run 1,500 metres. Quite a competitive event, I think. Luckily, Obi's dropped out, which means I'm not standing to win anything. But so I'm running into people who've done proper running for years, whereas I just go for a jog here and there. So feeling worried about being lapped or being miles behind, I've been doing some prep. I've done a couple of small runs, a couple of sprints. I've been working out what pace I need to run at. I now feel that I'm going to run the best race I possibly can. I feel good, and I know that I'm going to give it my all. I'll probably still lose to these other runners, but as many teachers like to say, you're not competing against yourself, not against others, but yourself. And whilst I'll be slower than them, I will easily beat the time that I would have run without training. Chapter 3 of Philippians tells us to be similar to my posture of running flat out, where in verse 14, Paul calls us to run straight towards the goal, and in verses 12 and 13, to strive to win and reach what is ahead. We're encouraged to look forward and run our race for the prize of Christ Jesus, not running aimlessly or in circles to procrastinate, stall, or wait for when the time is right, but striving to win and reaching ahead. Just like I can't think about the thousands of hours these other people have got on me, we can't worry about our past or have these doubts, but be instead driven to run our best race and just go. Now, whilst this may sound daunting to just go and just run, the task of moving forward shouldn't actually be too far off what we're doing now and how we've grown already. Verse 16 says, however that may be, let us go forward according to the same rules we have followed until now. Just so I know what pace I'm going to run at tomorrow, how I'm going to finish, the strength and the knowledge we've gained from our prior obedience and diligence to studying the Lord. It will lead us through the race as we follow Christ's example. And following what we've taught and what we know, we are already travelling in the right direction forwards. And as we keep learning and strengthening, not missing his presence, we'll keep running our race of spreading the gospel. Why running? When I see that Jesus' teaching and example for 3 years was enough to turn eyes, change lives, and bring together billions all around the globe, with people willing to be persecuted for him, I feel inspired to follow and try to do the same. We probably won't have the same impact that Jesus has had on the church. However, in our hopefully long and prosperous lives, we too can hope to glorify and uplift as much as possible. Your time is now, not when you've finished the race, but now whilst you're able. The disciples started and grew the early church, being instructed to go to all places with the Lord. They wandered through countries, were imprisoned and went through shipwrecks, yet still God took them with, they still took God with them to all places. So, go to all places with the Lord. Take him everywhere and glorify him in everything. Through both the travelling and the shipwrecks, the office and even in church, may God be by your side as you run into all these places to praise and serve. And in a world that squashes everything and hurries over every moment, we can be led by the teaching in Paul's letters into how our posture can uplift the Lord. There are times for being slow and open, times to build and grow, and times to run strong. Learn as a servant would, build your tabernacle and run your race. For from God you learn, with God you build, and for God you fight. I'd like to pray to finish, but before I do so, I'd just encourage you to take a moment to see what God's calling you to do. Is it to be slow and listen, to build